We really don't want to have to deal with this again on on August the 12th.
But first tonight, people in Charlottesville call for the charges to be dropped against those arrested during and after a KKK rally in Justice Park. The group, Solidarity Civil, showed up in force outside Charlottesville Police Headquarters and General District Court this morning.
People are upset with police tactics used during the anti-KKK protests last Saturday. They say police brutality is a serious issue, and they're demanding justice from the city police department. NBC 29's Taylor Gleason is live outside police headquarters with our top story at 6. Hi, Taylor.
Well, Stephen, Sharon, Solidarity Civil had a press conference right here outside the Charlottesville Police Department this morning. They want all 22 arrest charges from those KKK protests to be dropped immediately.
More than 1,000 people gathered in Charlottesville to confront the Klan rally and send a powerful message of community mobilization for racial justice.
The KKK did not receive a warm welcome to Justice Park in Charlottesville Saturday. Protesters say they were alarmed at how polite police officers acted towards the Klan.
The brutality enacted by the Charlottesville police on the Charlottesville community sits in stark contrast to the patience and protection provided to the KKK.
22 were arrested during and after the protests. Solidarity Civil is calling on the police department to deliver justice and end what they call police brutality.
This must include dropping all charges against those arrested Saturday.
I was holding the arm of a man next to me who I didn't know, and he was hit 3 times by a police shield and forced to the ground as I could barely hold him up. Unprovoked, we were already on the sidewalk.
Once the Klan left the park, police declared an unlawful assembly on East Jefferson Street, the same street the group needed to drive on to leave the city.
Charlottesville residents can't clear out of a Dave Matthews show in under an hour, yet the police declared a peaceful crowd to be an unlawful assembly within minutes of the KKK's departure.
State troopers and city officers used riot gear and tear gas to clear the area.
3 community members were arrested and charged with felony masking because they used their shirts and scarves to protect themselves from chemical agents released by the police.
Now Solidarity Civil is calling on city leaders to prevent this from ever happening again. White activist Jason Kessler is organizing a Unite the Right rally on August 12th.
We really don't want to have to deal with this again.
One concerned man has already filed for 2 applications for 2 demonstration permits for the city. Those events could potentially be held at McGuffey Park and Justice Park to counter that event in August. NBC 29 also reached out to the Charlottesville Police Department earlier this afternoon. They gave us a comment saying, quote, that the accurate information will be released at the appropriate time.
Taylor Gleason live outside Charlottesville Police Headquarters.
News video, Charlottesville group claim police brutality in connection to KKK rally. Charlottesville, Virginia, a Charlottesville group connected to counter-protesters is demanding justice after it claims law enforcement engaged in police brutality. Solidarityville held a press conference outside the Charlottesville Police Department Friday, July 14. Members of the group are calling on authorities to drop charges against the 22 people arrested Saturday, July 8. Around 50 supporters and members of the Loyal White Knights of the Ku Klux Klan held a rally in Justice Park last Saturday. Over 1,000 people crowded around the park, many of whom actively protesting the Klan's event. City officials say police used tear gas after the rally to disperse a crowd of people blocking the KKK group from leaving the area. 11 people arrested on Saturday are facing a charge of obstructing free passage, while 4 people are charged with obstruction of justice. The people were crowding the street as the KKK were trying to leave after the rally. Members of Solidarityville believe the arrests were unwarranted, that the protesters were mostly peaceful, and that there was no need for a police to use riot gear and tear gas. The brutality enacted by the Charlottesville police on the Charlottesville community sits in stark contrast to the patient provided to the KKK, said Mimi Arbide with Solidarityville. I was holding the arm of a man next to me who I didn't know, and he was hit 3 times by a police shield and forced to the ground, said Solidarityville member Emery Meyer. We were already on the sidewalk. 3 community members were arrested and charged with felony masking because they used their shirts and scarves to protect themselves from chemical agents released by the police, Don Gathers said. Charlottesville Police Chief Al Thomas agreed that the counter-protesters were generally peaceful, but he supports the decision by officers to use tear gas.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County Cop Watch, and I wanted to explain what fair use is. You can use pieces of news articles if you're doing it for news reporting, you have commentary, and you're doing it for education purposes. So that's what fair use is, as you can see right here. Another reason why I wanted to make this video is to let you know I have just joined with Patreon. A nice thing with Patreon, I make no money on YouTube. They took the money away years ago, and so this is another way to give, and it's a nice thing too because you can give monthly. You can give $1, $5, $10, whatever. I do 4 to 5 hours a day on trying to wake the sheeple up on how corrupt it is and different ways that you can fight the corruption. So Patreon is a way that you can do it, and then of course the old way is still there. Donate to Sheriff County Cop Watch with PayPal or credit card. So keep that in mind. 4 to 5 hours a day. I make no money, but the corruption happened to me and I'm sick of it, so I'm trying to wake people up. But my wife would love it if if we could get some help out there. There's 47,000 subscribers. Just think if each one of you subscribers just gave let's say actually yes, $1 a month. 47,000 subscribers gave $1 a month. That would be awesome. That's not going to happen. But anyways, that would be great if it did happen. But do the math in your head. Just think about it. Like I said, 4 to 5 hours a day. I get no money from YouTube. YouTube has gone nuts. You can't do anything anymore. They're taking the money away everywhere. So these are a couple different ways that you can still help out with all this time that I put in. And as you know, I'm in a special situation where, at least I can do it. 4 to 5 hours a day. We have a cleaning company during the day. That's what allows me to do this, and we're debt free. So this is my hobby. I don't go fishing and all that other crap. I try to save the world. So help me out to make the wife happy, man. In fact, if you guys did give $1 a day, and there was 47,000 of you, and you did it, and each of you gave $1, and that was every month, oh my God, yes, I could quit. I could start suing them. Another idea too that we have is, if I got some funds, we could actually contact everyone that has been ticketed and or arrested and put in jail and start sending them postcards to let them know we're here, and to see if everything went all right, and if it didn't, find out their story. So we could even do more investigations and more lawsuits. Lawsuits take money. So just think about that. 47,000 of you so far right now. $1 a day. $1 a month on Patreon, or $5 a month Patreon, 10, 20, whatever. Just do the math in your head. Help out. This is a lot of work every single day. Thanks.